I'm going to share with you a tip that's going to save you a ton of time when you're creating social media graphics in Canva. This hidden feature is called a bulk create tool, where you can import data from a spreadsheet, automatically create multiple images. I know this is going to be a huge time saver for you that's going to speed up your workflow and help you create those social media graphics faster. Let's get into it right now. What I'm going to show you today is how to bulk create those social media posts. So in this example, let's say we've got a bunch of quotes, social media quotes, and we want to prepare them in a graphic in Canva. What you can do is this quick search for different templates in Canva. This is often where I start just because it's a little bit of a time saver for me. The graphics or the template's already created. We're just going to modify it or update it a bit. A very simple thing you can do is just type in quote into templates here. So if I was to type in quote, and we got a whole bunch of these different templates, right? And you could choose any one of these to start with. I mean, something like this is pretty good. I've already saved a few, so I'm going to show you the ones that I've saved. So let's just start with this one, this template here. So we're going to click use template. And once you have created this from a template and customized it for your own purposes, this is something you could save. And I'm going to show you how to save a branded template so that you could reuse it in the future as well. So what I want to show you in this video is a way for you to actually, instead of manually going one by one, like duplicating it, creating another, text post, coming in and copy and pasting and doing it again, there is a way where you can actually prepare your posts in advance, prepare the text, then bring that text into Canva, and the graphics will create automatically for you. And that's what I'm going to show you right now. So the first thing we want to do is, if you look over here, I've already created, I'm going to zoom in here for you. I've already created a couple different bits of pieces here of quotes. So I've got this quote, make it about you, not about them. And I've got the name and the author of who said it. And then I just quickly created a couple other little quotes here. Now you'll notice that I created these as two separate columns. Now the reason why you want to do this is when you're bringing pieces into Canva, each block of text can be positioned differently on your post. So right here, you'll notice that we have the spot for the text. What we don't have, and I'll create it now, is a second block of text where let's just make this one really small here, and we could put the author or the name underneath, right? So don't worry about the quotes and stuff like that. We're just placing stuff for now. I might even make this a little bit smaller. No, that's fine. So we'll see how it looks. We're going to customize this after. So we've got our spreadsheet. We've got one block of text, a second block of text. On our graphic, we've got one block of text and a second block of text. Now, how do we get that pre-created text into Canva? The first thing we want to do is we want to go under here, save. Now, whether you're using Excel, this is Google Sheets, you could be using Excel, you could be using Numbers on the Mac, whatever you're using as a spreadsheet to create that data. What you want to do after is export it as a CSV. So that's downloaded to my computer now. What we can do now is go back into Canva, and you have to be a Canva Pro user to use this feature. If you're not a Canva Pro user and you want to try a demo of Canva for 30 days, look in the link below. There's an affiliate link. This is an affiliate link, but you'll get a trial, a pro trial to Canva where you can try out these features. And there's lots of different pro features that are totally worth the subscription. So I do recommend it. The way you find this is usually under apps. And if you click that, you'll see a section called More from Canva. I've already used this tool a couple times, so it's actually here and it's already in my side menu, and you'll see that it's called Bulk Create. So if we select that, you're going to get to a screen here where it prompts you 3 steps to get your data into Canva. Now you could enter your information manually. So if, let's say we cleared this table, we could set up one table as quote, quote. And then we could add another one as name. And we could enter in text here and you know, the person's name here. That's one way to do it. You could actually do it right in Canva and type everything out. We've already had it prepared. I've got it in a CSV. I just want to import it. I'm ready to make my graphics. So I don't want to use this. I'm actually going to upload a CSV. And then if I go to my downloads, I can find that right here. So now you'll see we've got the quote, and we've got the name, just like we do in our spreadsheet here. We've got one column for quote, one column for name. So what we have to do now is we have to connect the elements. And the way we do that is by clicking on an object within the Canva frame. And when you're there, you'll see these three little dots. So you want to click on that and then click connect data. And you'll see that right away, the same two items show up there. So we want this one to be quote, and we want this one, same thing, click on the dots, click connect data, click name, and we're done. The two items that we've got are connected. What's going to happen now is if I click continue, you're going to see everything's going to be created for us. Before we do that though, I do want to customize this graphic a little bit. So I'm going to change the color just for my own branded colors here. And I'm going to change these objects just to show you how this is going to work. And I like this a little bit better. I'm going to also make this more solid white, which it looks like it was, but it did look a little off. But now we can click continue and watch what happens. It's pulling in the data from that spreadsheet. There was 4 items here, so we can check it again. There was 1, 2, 3, 4. So that's all correct. If for some reason we didn't want to create all of these, we could deselect some. In this case, I want them all created. I'm ready to go. So it's going to generate 4 new pages for us. So let's see what happens here. Click the button. Let Canva do its thing. And boom, there it is. It's all done for us. Now what you can do in here is you'll see how some of it, because there's more text, we have to kind of just do some minor tweaks here and there. But that's, again, really easy to do. The bulk of the work was already done for us. And yeah, I should have maybe made this a little bit smaller. So if I wanted to just adjust that, you could even adjust this here and make this bigger, right? So it stands out. So now that looks great. And then the second one, this text was a little bit too big, so I might just make it a bit smaller. We'll move this up, move my name down, right? Same thing with this one. This one's good. See, sometimes you don't even have to change anything. Sometimes you might want to just resize objects a little bit. Okay, and then one last thing that sometimes what I will do is I'll just, again, change that so that it's different colors, right? So I could change just a couple of these. So now I've got, see how long it took me to make these? Just a couple minutes. I was able to import my text. I've got these social media graphics created. Everything looks good. Okay, so let's just name this. Okay, so we've named this. And then when I want to download them, I just go to share, go to download, make sure it's as a PNG, which it is. And then I can download, and they're all going to be downloaded. So that's it. Those downloaded. It was really simple. As you can see, didn't take me much time at all. I took a template from Canva. I customized it a little bit. I imported some data that I had already prepared as my social media posts. And with just a few minor tweaks here and there, I was able to edit those graphics quickly and easily, and then export them. Everything's done in under 10 minutes. And that's a huge time saver. When you want to create multiple social media post graphics and you've got the text and everything ready in advance, it's a really simple way to just import your data and create those graphics. I do want to show you a couple bonus tips here. So let's go back to screen sharing mode, and I'm going to show you a couple quick tips that's going to save you even more time so you can repurpose those posts with different sizing. Okay, now I want to show you a couple other additional quick things. Now these are also pro features here, but one of the things you can do, we've created this graphic, it's square, but what if I wanted to use the same graphics? I've now created 4 posts, but I want to repurpose them. I want to use them, let's say on Instagram stories or on Facebook stories. So you can use this Resize tool and just go in. If I click on Facebook story, copy and resize, it's going to open in a new window. And now I've got that same graphic set up for me as a post for a story. And I could just pop it up here. Now I know that sometimes with, let's say, Instagram, you've got the little thing there. So I could leave that like this. I could, if I wanted to, I could, I could make this a little bit bigger. And there we go. Boom, it's done. So I've got that. I did a minor edit there. If I needed to, I could also, bump up some text if I wanted to make it bigger. I could include a call to action, even if I wanted to add something else here. Let's say I wanted to add something like this. Put in a little bit of a call to action or to get some engagement on my post. I could add something like this in here. And it's that simple, right? So now again, doesn't take a lot of time. I could do the same thing down here. And you see now I've just quickly edited a couple of these, and these ones, if I wanted to, I could leave them just blank like this. And again, you go there and download, and that's it. Now there's one last tip I did want to share. I mentioned at the beginning of this video, I was going to show you how to save your branded template. So let's go back and I'll show you how to do that right now. Okay, let's go to our first design. Now, let's say we've got this, right? So what I'm going to do first is I'm going to duplicate this, make a copy, just because I don't want to save over what I've got there. So I can name this quote template, so we remember what it is, and then I can delete these. So we don't need the extra ones, we just need one. And then what you do is you go under share here at the top, and you'll see that you can't really see what we want to do here, but see this little icon here, brand template? You can click on that. If you don't see it, sometimes it might be under this more. So if you click under the more, you'll also see it under share brand template. So we want to share that as a brand template and click publish. And there we go, we're done. So to find those brand templates, go back home and we go under brand templates, and then you'll see it there. And now I could reuse this. I could click on it again, but usually what I will do is I'll make a copy and use it again. And you can click it, you can say use template, and there we go. So now we've got this already set up. And if I wanted to do that again with new posts, we could do it again. Okay, so I've shown you how to bulk create Canva graphics. I showed you also how to customize and resize them for different placements. And then I showed you how to save a brand template. We're gonna go through this exercise one more time. I'm gonna show you with a different style of social media posts so that you can see how this can be used in a different way as well for other social type graphics. So let's go back into screen sharing mode and I'll show you that right now. All right, let's go back to the home page. And this time, what I've got is I've got a spreadsheet of testimonials from some of my clients. So again, I've got 2 columns only. I've got testimonial copy and I've got the client name. So let's go back to Canva and let's search for testimonials under the graphic. And again, we're gonna see how fast this is really to create. So all you have to do is look at these little template designs and find something that you like. This one, okay? Very simple, clean. We're gonna customize or use that template. So now the first thing we need to do is just modify it a little bit. So I'm not going to include a photo with my testimonial, so let's get rid of that. I am going to customize the graphic a bit. So let's actually just adjust the look of this a little bit in terms of my brand colors. So I'm going to go with green. These we're going to make white. So that's pretty much the first thing you want to do, is just customize this template so that it works for you. And you're seeing this really doesn't take me much time at all. Okay, so we've got this. Now again, what do we have to do? We have to export that spreadsheet, and we go back over here, we go to File, we go to Download as a CSV. That's now downloaded to my computer. I can come back, and again, what I want to do is bulk create. You'll see that on the left side here on this little menu. So we click on that, upload from CSV. It's going to open back up to our CSV document. We've pulled in testimonial and name, and that's the same thing. We've got testimonial and name. Make sure everything's working. Now we need to hook in each of those pieces. So we select the element, we click on the 3 dots, we connect the data with a testimonial copy, we connect this one to the name, and that's all we need to do. Click OK. I've got 7 of these ready to go. We're going to generate 7 pages, and on my browser I need to click this little pop-up, and there we go. So it's brought in all the text copy for us. So now, yeah, there's a little bit of tweaking we need to do here. We need to customize some of these a bit. Let's make this text a little bit smaller so it fits, but still legible, right? So let's just bump it up a little bit more. Sometimes what I'll do with the name is I'll just leave the name larger than their actual title. Right, might even do that so his name still stands out, the text is there. I can adjust the line spacing if I wanted to. We'll leave it like that just to make it easy. And now this one, if I want to make it a little bit different, what I could do is I could go and just change the color, just like we did on the other ones, right? And again, so how small did I make it? I want to make these consistent. So I made this text 18.3. That's an odd number. Let's just make that 18. So we'll just fix this up. Make sure it's 18. Okay. So now I can do the same thing with this one. Oops. Go here. This down a little bit. This one was bigger, so again, you can just, fix things up a little bit. Maybe you want to move things down. I might even make this one smaller. I actually like it when it's not as wide. right? And what you can actually do if you wanted to even is you can go in and bold some of that text to make it stand out, right? It's just a subtle thing, but and then this one, I want to change up these last few a little bit. So what I'm going to do is, instead of this design here, let's bring in a different shape. Now, you don't have to do this. I just wanted to make this a little bit different than some of my other ones. I don't want all of my social media graphics to look the exact same. So again, just position, move to back. You can change this one to blue. And then this last one, let's come up with something. There, this is a good one. This one I should have used on the other one. This one looking a little bit different. It's kind of unique. Instead of black, maybe I'll just make this a dark gray, which would be a little bit cooler, a little bit darker, so it's not so stark. There you go. See, so a couple ways to just simply and easily make these social post graphics. So I've now got, you know, quickly and easily, instead of having to manually one at a time do this, it saved me a little bit of time, and I can go up here and I can download and I'm done, right? And again, if I wanted to save this as a template, I could do that just the same way I showed you before. You go under here, brand template, and publish as a brand template, and you could do it that way as well. So that wraps it up. We've created social media post graphics by importing data that we created in a spreadsheet, bringing it into Canva to automatically create multiple social media post graphics. And then we just simply did a few minor tweaks to the graphics to customize them, fix them up, make them look pretty, and we're done. That was it. So it's a time-saving feature that you can try with Canva. This is a Canva Pro feature again. If you don't have Canva Pro and you want to try it out, just look in the description below for that link, and you could try out Canva Pro for 30 days. In my opinion, it's totally worth it. There's a lot of features that I regularly use. The post resizing, the background remover, it gives you some extra graphics to use, those stock art and stock photos to use. Lots of great features. I do recommend Canva Pro, but I also have used the free version and get by with it as well. Completely up to you. But to import these data features and save brand templates like I showed you, or resize for multiple platform sizing of your graphics, you do need the Canva Pro. Be sure to like and subscribe so you get notified whenever I create a new video. Again, my name is Lowell Brown from Going Social, where we make your social media and digital marketing efforts a little more simple and easy. I'll see you in the next video.